Alright, so for this one I want you to practice. You can put the other sheet of paper underneath. I already have some underneath. So put your name up here. And the date. So this time I'm going to divide it in half this way. It may not be perfectly in half, that's okay. So in half this way. And then do it again in half over here. So we're going to divide that square in half. This square in half. Then this square in half. We're making all kinds of, they're not really squares, they're rectangles, but and I think that should be enough for now. I want you to make different patterns only using these Sharpies. Alright? One of my favorite ones to do is just to do circles. And I make different size circles, some bigger, some smaller, and make a cool pattern or texture. So I can finish that by just changing the size and keeping them nice and close together. Now you can imagine I could use that for like a cobblestone look on a drawing. It's kind of like cross-hatching, but it's more of just trying to figure out how to draw some kind of texture on it. So I can finish that like that. You could also make marks or lines or whatever. Try to make it look like maybe like wood or a skin texture. That might be kind of hard though, because you just kind of copy the wrinkles and it looks kind of like old skin sometimes. Alright, so what else could I do? I could use different shapes. I also like to do these jaggedy shapes and then make jaggedy shapes next to it that kind of fits together. I don't usually make them look that jaggedy, but that was kind of fun. I also like doing that one with just blobs of regular circles, not just jaggedy. So fill up the whole area. I know I'm just kind of leaving it blank just to give you some ideas. Maybe attempt to do like a wood texture where you have some lines and they kind of curved, and then repeat the lines again. You can even add some extra lines in there. And this is just to kind of give it that wood grain, kind of like it's on our tables here. So you could do wood. Glass is hard, but a lot of people, for glass, they just kind of make some like lines that kind of look like reflections a little bit. And then try to keep it all going the same plane. So that's another way to try to create some kind of texture pattern. That might work for glass sometimes, and other times you just want to draw a reflection. Or you could do something, I've done this before too, just draw like a swirl next to another swirl, and then make those of different sizes. So it's kind of like the circle one, except I'm adding a swirl inside. Oh, and that one probably could go bigger. Or you could do like bumps, like little bumps. That could be a good texture. Make some bigger ones, some smaller ones. Almost looks like a bunch of sad faces if you look at it just right. Alright, let me do another one that's kind of, we could also do that stippling one as a texture. But I wanted to do fur. So fur, you can do a short fur where you just have a lot of little lines. Try to make some curved and some straight. You can get some closer together and some further apart. So fur texture can be kind of challenging. The thing to avoid with fur or even grass is to try not to make a lot of these lines all in line together. And then make some smaller or bigger. And then you can have some areas that have more lines than others to make it kind of look like it's a clumpy hair patch or whatever. And then you don't have to copy all these. You can try to come up with your own marks and own patterns and textures. Now with all of these, the trick is getting a nice little rhythm going, and then you'll notice that when you started, it might look a little different than when you end up, it looks a little different.
For the rest of the video, I'm just going to do a time lapse of me finishing all the squares, and then I'm going to come up with something for all the other squares. I might chime in and tell you what I'm doing exactly, but I think you can kind of look at it and tell. So after I finish them, I will do the other ones, and then I will let you know that some people call these zentangles, and it's kind of a fun activity to kind of relax and kind of mindlessly fill in each square with a cool marking of some kind and make a little pattern. Right? So zentangles or not, just enjoy the process, come up with different marks that you can make. I'm making swirls right now. For this square, I'm doing a jaggedy line that it kind of mimics each other, and it ends up with a cool op art feature. This one is just random circles. This one here is just a little squiggly mark, and I just repeated the pattern, kind of alternating a little bit. This one I just made L's. I'm not sure why I didn't record the first part of it. I had a little issue with this video. So just a bunch of L's, because my first initial is L. Trying to fill it in nice and dense. And then this square, I just used blobs, and I tried to match the outline of each one to each other. And I did notice on this one that I got a little bit bigger at the end. Alright, so that's part of finding your rhythm. If you could do these on a different piece of paper and then come back and finish the patterns you like, it might look a little different, but that's okay. This one I alternating going up and down or side to side, in other words horizontal or vertical, but I did a slight curve with them to kind of make it look like it's a basket weaving almost. Yeah, this one kind of came out kind of cool. As we approach the end here, this last square is the last square that I didn't quite show finishing on this because my file did get corrupted. I did recover it, and what you see is what I recovered. I didn't finish this square or the last two squares, and you'll see in the last little bit here that what I did. Here it is, all finished. I did some random swirls and some kind of scribblies that are getting bigger and smaller, kind of like sound waves. Alright, have fun, fill up yours, and let's see what you can get.